Hi, and welcome to the West Point Lake Update. Camping season is upon us, and Whitetail Ridge Campground is now open for business. I'm your host, Steven Rector, Park Ranger with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. We've got a great show planned for you today. Stay tuned after this short break. Hi, and welcome back. Joining me now is Kathy Walker, park attendant.
Hi.
Kathy, you and your husband Bill are both park attendants here at Whitetail Ridge this year, but you both have been park attendants for a number of years here at West Point Lake. Tell us the different places that you have worked.
Well, we worked Amity, we have worked Rocky Point, and Schaefer Herd winter contract.
And I know you've been trying to get a contract here at Whitetail Ridge for a number of years.
Yes.
Summer 2015, you finally got one.
Right.
What is it about Whitetail Ridge, this campground in particular, that you've wanted to work here for so long?
Well, before we came to work for the Corps, this was our favorite place to camp. It's small, so it has more of a family atmosphere about it. And it's always very friendly people at the gatehouse. It's always been our favorite place, so we're thrilled to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you here too. Our season for Whitetail Ridge, we open March 6th and we'll run through November 30th. So how can people camp here at Whitetail Ridge? How can they either make reservations or get a campsite?
We have several ways. You can go online and do it there. You can come to the window. We'll be happy to take care of you. Or you can call the reservation number and make a reservation, which is 1-877-444-6777. They are all reservable, and that's going to make it so much easier on you. You're not going to have to fly down here on holidays in hopes of getting a site. You can take care of all that way in advance, and you know you've got your spot when you're ready to go.
Now, you bring up a good point that we are all reservable here at Whitetail Ridge, but sometimes there's a little bit of a miscommunication that people think you are required to have a reservation to camp here. That's not correct. Could you explain that a little bit?
That's right, honey. What sites we have open are available to be rented at any time. So you come to the gatehouse or call, like I said, and we are more than happy to get you set up. If we have sites, you don't have to have a reservation. We'll take you on in.
But if you have a reservation, then you're guaranteed to have...
Right. It's just so much easier on you, the camper.
And I know that you've already looked at this information, and that's why I'm going to ask you this question, because I've looked at it too. Just for our viewers, are there any campsites left here at Whitetail Ridge for Memorial Day weekend?
No, I think we are already a full house.
I knew that answer was coming, but I wanted to let our viewers know. My second question is, are there any campsites left for the 4th of July?
I would not push it, but I would go online and check. We fill up very fast at all our campgrounds on West Point Lake.
And people are probably wondering, how can Memorial Day and 4th of July already be filled up? But there is a kind of a long window for how far out you can make reservations. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Isn't that, I believe, is like 3 months out?
Yeah, it's close. I think it's really 180 days.
180 days,
so
that's correct.
Sometimes folks will round up and say, hey, 6 months, but technically it's 180 days.
Right.
But we hopefully will have some campers come through here today and check in while we're here with the TV show. But could you tell us, when people arrive here at the gatehouse, what are some information that they need to bring with them to the gatehouse to help speed them through the process of checking in?
Okay, if you will have your tag numbers with you, you'll have your discount pass if you have one. Have that ready for us, and we will get you in as speedy as possible, because we know you're ready to get your camp and get out there and start enjoying yourself. And if you need life jackets, you know, let us help you with that. We have a great program where they don't cost you anything. I'll just get a little information about that, and we'll get you set up. We want you to have a great, safe time. We want you to come and make great memories with us. We love our campers on West Point Lake, and you know, we look forward to seeing you this year.
So I want to come back to the Life Jacket Loaner program here in a minute or so, but I want to go back to the discount program. So we do have 2 discount passes that we honor here for a discount on camping. And can you tell us just very briefly what those 2 are?
Okay, we have the senior citizen, which at age of 62, you can get that, and it's going to give you half price on camping. And the other one is the disability.
Yeah.
And you know, those are great. They're great programs, so you need to look that up. If you need information about those, we'll be happy to help you with that at the gatehouse, or you know, call the reservation line too. They can help you with all that.
And that's a great, really, program. Unfortunately, we don't sell those passes here, as you know, because you get asked all the time about how people can get those passes. We don't sell them here, but we do honor them here. And then I just wanted to ask you very briefly, you talked about, you know, bringing your pass to the gatehouse, even when you have a reservation. So can you explain why you need them to bring the pass with them up to the gatehouse?
Well, I need to make sure that the person who is occupying that site is the one who has the discount pass. I need to verify it with your reservation to make sure that you are, you know, that we've got all that information squared away. So have that, have your tag numbers, and we'll get you checked in.
And then I'm sure our viewers are seeing the gatehouse and the entry to the campground behind us, but you also have kind of some specific places where you would like people to park rather than stop right there at the window to handle this business?
Yes, honey. We've just got 1 lane coming in, and there are several campers who will come in at one time. You need to pull on up here to the parking area out of the way so that you're not blocking the entrance here.
Well, that's some great information, and I told you I'd come back to the Life Jacket Loaner program, so I want to come back to that now. And you said you have some life jackets in here, and you touched briefly on it, but can you just expand for a moment or two about the Life Jacket program once again? Because it is a fantastic program.
It really is. The Corps, as a matter of fact, the only ones that I know of that provide it. Come to the gatehouse. We will make sure you get the proper sizes. I just need to get your name, some minimum information, however many life jackets you need. We will provide them for you and get you set up, because we want you to come and create great memories with us. We want you to stay safe, and we want to be a part of helping that to happen for you.
So just one more time, in case it wasn't exactly clear, how much does that life jacket cost to borrow?
Nothing.
Okay.
It is a free program to you, and I'm proud of us because of it, that we offer it.
Well, Kathy, we are out of time for right now with you, so I really do appreciate you being on the show today.
Okay.
Some great information. We want to let our campers know Whitetail Ridge is open for business. Make your reservations, 877-444-6777 or www.recreation.gov. And we'll be right back after this short break.
Welcome to West Point Lake. My name is Rebecca Fink, Park Ranger at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. I love the wildlife here at West Point Lake as much as the next person does. And when you're out here at the parks or the beaches with your family and you've brought food with you, that food belongs to you. Please do not be tempted to feed the wildlife here. When you feed ducks and the Canadian geese that we have here, they can become very aggressive. They associate people with food, and they no longer become afraid of people. They will mob you, approach you in very large numbers, and sometimes be very aggressive towards adults and children. We also have a big problem with them pooping at our beaches and at our many parks, which can cause a lot of health hazards to the children, and if you step on it, you're also bringing those harmful bacteria into your home. So just a quick reminder, please avoid feeding the wildlife here at West Point Lake. Enjoy them from a distance and feel free to take pictures. Thank you.
Welcome back. I have now with me Phil Johnson. Phil is the project superintendent for Anderson Construction. Phil, could you tell us just real quickly a little bit about Anderson O&M Construction and what it is they do here for West Point Lake?
Sure, absolutely. Anderson Construction has actually been in business since 1964. We are a general contractor. In 1989, we started doing operations and maintenance contracts for the United States Army Corps of Engineers, started at Walter F. George. Still there. We then came to West Point in 2001. We also do Carter's Lake up in North Georgia, and also Lake Seminole down at the Florida-Georgia line. Here at the West Point Lake Project, we do a number of things. I'll run through them as quick as I can. Mainly the operations and maintenance at the West Point Lake. We take care of all the maintenance of the facilities. We do 4 major campgrounds, 22 day use areas. We do all of the carpentry, plumbing, electrical repairs, renovations, new construction. We do all the cleaning in the project, picking up litter, pulling trash, cleaning facilities, which includes cleaning toilets. We also take care of shoreline cleaning. We do all of the grass cutting, probably between 300 and 400 acres of grass that we maintain. We do all of the trail maintenance as far as cutting trees, cutting back off underbrush off of the trails. We do the boundary line maintenance. We just wrap that up for the season. 70 miles per year is what we do. And what we're doing there is we're cutting back vegetation off the line, marking the trees, the witness trees and all. Then we also do signage, take care of all the signs, the gates, barricades, taking care of all that. We do take care of cutting down all the trees. We do right-of-way maintenance, cutting back all the limbs and encroaching limbs and vegetation along roadways, around campsites and picnic areas. We do riprap maintenance, we do beach maintenance, taking care of the beaches. We do...
You've got the buoys too, don't you?
Yes, we do navigational maintenance out on the lake, taking care of all the buoy maintenance, and also the boat ramps, courtesy docks. We do all that. We actually have a receptionist that takes care of all the phone calls and everything over at the PMO for y'all.
Yeah, well, you probably have more than one person who's
that's true.
Answering phone calls based on all that work that I know that you guys do, but that maybe our viewers haven't understood. That's why I wanted to give you a minute or two to start to go through all that, because I don't know that our viewers really understand or maybe just don't know how much work it is that Anderson does here at West Point Lake. I really wanted to bring you on today to discuss specifically how much work goes into opening one of these campgrounds. I've seen you guys in here. I mean, it's not like we close it on closing day and then it's ready to go when we're ready to open it up. You have to do a significant amount of work in here. Can you tell us about, we're at Whitetail today, so let's start here at Whitetail.
Sure,
What all did we have to do in here? And it closed last year into November, and now it's 1st of March that it's going to reopen.
Right.
It's only a couple, 3 months, but tell us about all the different things that still had to be done to open this back up.
Okay, well, initially what we'll do is our general supervisor, Keith Nuncio, he'll go in and do what we call an initial campground inspection. When he goes through, he's checking facilities, he's checking the campsites, he's checking for any deficiencies that he may see that needs to be repaired, especially any kind of safety hazards that could be there. We'll want to make sure that we definitely have those repaired before we open it back up. And we also maintain that through the year. We're always going back through and looking for things, and it's not just he or I that go through and look for that, but it's all of our employees. It's sanitation employees. It's our grass crew. You know, they're looking for anything that could possibly be a safety hazard. But as far as getting ready to open the campground back up, after Keith goes through and does his initial campground inspection, we'll go in, we'll take the stuff that he has found and put it on work orders, and we'll go through, take care of working on the sites, cleaning them up. If there's any deficiencies with the plumbing or with water or with electrical, we'll go through and make any needed repairs. We try to do as much improvements as possible, that we can do as far as working on the impact pads and improving those facilities. If we have time, we'll go in and do some painting and some freshen up. And Holiday Campground, we actually did 3 renovations this year.
I was actually going to ask you about specifically how we worked on those bathrooms over the winter and why we decided to do that.
Exactly. Yeah, we actually went to to a single-use facility. Well, you still have a men's side and a women's sides, but it's single-use where we could become ADA compliant, which we're really pushing to go towards in all of our facilities, is becoming ADA compliant with all of those. So that's one thing that we did. We went in and stripped everything out, painted, put in new flooring and new fixtures, and just did a great job as far as getting those ready. And then after we do the repairs and everything, you know, here in the last couple of weeks, we've come in, we've blown all the roads off, all the campsites. Keith did what we call a follow-up inspection, you know, checking, make sure that the things that he had noted in the initial inspection were corrected. And then you know, just getting everything cleaned up, getting the facilities. We do winterize the facilities during the winter to make sure that we don't have any frozen pipes or fixtures.
Sure.
And
because it does get cold in the winter, even here in Georgia.
Absolutely. Year before last was terrible when we got down to the single digits. We had so many busted pipes, it took us a while to get those fixed.
Yeah.
But we, you know, we get everything cleaned up and ready to go for the opening of the season.
And all this work is on top of the standard work that you've got going on with the other 22 day use parks that are still open and operational, correct?
Exactly, yes.
So we're in here working, but then things may also be breaking or need some fixing in other places, and you guys stay fairly busy.
No doubt. I mean, we still have facilities that we keep open during the winter, you know, that are heated, so that we don't have any frozen pipes or anything. But we do try our best to maintain those during the winter months as well, cleaning and everything.
And I know and I just want to talk for a minute about like safety and liability issues. I know when we call and say, hey, I've got a camper down here and they don't have power or they don't have water, there's a couple of things that we need the camper to do in order to permit you to be able to go down there and make those repairs. And the first one is they need to stay at their campsite and not go away. But could you just explain why we kind of need them to stick with their campsite even if they might not have power or water? Absolutely.
We do have protocol, and anytime that we have to do an electrical repair or a plumbing repair, we need the camper to be on site where we can, if we have to disconnect, we can disconnect, and we do ask them to do so. We are not permitted, due to our protocol, we are not permitted to disconnect. If we do have an emergency situation, then we can use a ranger to come out to assist us, to oversee us doing the work. Such as if we have a fire in a pedestal and the camper's not on site, you know, we can take measures there. But just for regular electrical repair or a water repair, we do ask them to stay on site where we can make the repairs to disconnect.
Well, Phil, I really appreciate that information. I wanted to bring you on the show today just to specifically kind of outline all the work that Anderson does. I don't think you guys get enough credit from our campers and our visitors for all the work that you do here in maintaining these parks for them to come out and enjoy. So I thank you for being on the show today. I really appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
And stay tuned. We'll be right back after a short break.
Hello, I'm Susan Cromer, Park Ranger with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers at West Point Lake, reminding you that life jackets save lives. Life jacket loaner stations are located at our campground and beach area gatehouses around the lake. These life jackets are available for you and your family to use at no cost. Please take advantage of this free program and keep a close eye on your children while enjoying yourself at West Point Lake. For more information, please call 706-645-2937.
Hi and welcome back. I have with me now Nick Baker, who is a volunteer here with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Nick, thanks for being on the show today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Nick, I asked you to come on the show today particularly because of some of the volunteer work you're going to be doing for us this summer, but I wanted to take a minute or two to talk to you about some of the volunteer projects you have already been involved with for the Corps of Engineers. So tell us about some of the things that you have volunteered with us doing, and how long have you been with us, by the way? A couple of years now?
I've been here about 9 months.
9 months, boy, you've done a lot of work in 9 months then, because I see your name on all sorts of projects. So tell us just real quickly some of the projects that you've worked on.
Some of the things we've done, one of the favorite things I've done is the butterfly garden behind the visitor center and the park office. We prune that up, keep the weeds out, and I'm going to be supervising some of the groups that will come in and plant flowers. As part of that, I'm going to be taking a class on gardening and flowers and what flowers are going to
I heard you
bloom.
talking about that the other day, yes.
Yeah, that'll be kind of fun. I'll learn a lot of good things. I enjoy walking along the beach. I have a little picker-upper for litter that we use to pick that up. We've also done a lot of campground maintenance, or campsite maintenance, I like to call it, where we sweep off or blow off the leaves, pine straw, and clean out the fire pits.
And so you've really been doing a lot of different work. I know with the butterfly garden over the past, I would say last spring and well into the summer, you were coming out 2 to 3 times a week to watch it, and it was so hot last summer you were making sure it got the right water at the right time, and I mean, you spent a lot of time on that butterfly garden.
We did. That was kind of our signature little project that we really enjoyed doing, because you can see a result. If it looks good and you've done your job, it's a nice little thing for people to come enjoy.
And we talk about volunteering a lot with the Corps of Engineers, both on our TV show and on our websites and our Facebook pages, but I thought it would be nice to hear about some of the projects that our volunteers have worked on. I know you were involved in the lake cleanup last fall, that you did help clean up some of the shoreline off of Route 109.
I did.
And haven't you done a little bit of trail maintenance as well, where you hike some trails?
I did. I hiked a couple of the bicycle and hiking trails. Made sure that there's nothing growing over them or trees that have fallen down, and get the litter that's there and clean that up. And just kind of make it so that it's passable and nice for people to enjoy.
And maybe not quite as exciting to some of our viewers, but very important just the same. Didn't you do a lot of sign cleaning work as well? I mean, not necessarily exciting, but...
I did. As you go down and you look at some of the signs along the road, they're pretty dirty. The air, the fumes from the cars get to them, and so we just went along and washed them up and made them look a lot better. And so it's a classy organization, and the sign should reflect that.
I agree with that, and I can tell which signs you've cleaned and which you haven't. It makes a tremendous difference. You mentioned a little earlier about doing some campsite work. I wanted to talk to you specifically about that. We've started this year, 2015, over the summer. We're going to have a large group of volunteers who our campers will see inside these campgrounds doing some work that they might not have seen before. And I was with you, I think, last week before last, and watched you do some of this work. Can you tell us specifically, this summer in the campgrounds, what you and your fellow volunteers will be sort of tackling back here?
In the campgrounds themselves, we're going to make sure that there's no wood chips, leaves, and things like that on the campsite itself. So it's clean, you don't have to, it just looks nicer. And also get out the ashes from the previous campers out of the fire pits, and make it so that the next fire will be successful. We also make sure there's no litter around the campsite, and if everything's okay, if the water works, electricity's good, and there's no problems with it, anything like that we'll report, and just make sure that it's good for the next campers that'll come in.
And so you have shovels and brooms and buckets and blowers, and you'll have all that with you when you...
We do. Well, the first thing I do when I walk in is I do all the litter cleanup. And I've got the litter picker-upper in a bucket. Take care of that on the outside of that campsite and on the campsite itself. The next thing is get out the blower and blow off the driveway, then blow off the pad next to the campsite where the trailer goes. And then the third thing is I clean out the fire pit.
Now, I just wanted, for some of our viewers who might also be campers, I'm going to, kind of go off on a limb here and assume that you're not going to be cleaning out fire pits and blowing off the areas when people are actually camping. It'll have to be a vacant site for you to do this work, correct?
Right. It does have to be vacant. Okay.
I just wanted to make sure on that one. So our campers don't have to worry about you kind of being around their campsite, and once they've rented it and they're there, we're pretty much going to...
We leave that alone, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we try not to do that real early in the morning so that the sound of the blower doesn't wake you up.
Our campers probably appreciate that too. I'm just curious to know about this work specifically. What is it that you love so much that you volunteer to take on all these different jobs, to learn about the butterfly gardens to the point where you're going to a class, to volunteer to come in and do all this work, blowing off campsites and cleaning out fire rings? What is it that you love, or what is it that I guess makes you want to do this type of volunteer work?
A couple of things I really love. I'm an avid camper and I love the outdoors, and I like pretty scenery. And there's a lot of scenery around here that it's fun. It's my office. You've got a lake behind you, you got forests, and walking the trails is recreation. And so I'm doing recreation while I'm contributing to the benefit of the campsites.
Nick, I will just speak for everyone in our office that we really do appreciate all the work that you have done around here, and I've seen the list of things that they've got scheduled for you for this summer. So I'll tell you in advance, thank you for all the work that you're going to do this summer. So I really appreciate you being on the show today also to talk about that. So thank you very much, Nick, and stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back. At the end of February, I had an opportunity to visit with the Troup County Comprehensive High School FFA. Our camera crews were able to document the important work that the FFA did here for West Point Lake. So I'm here with Lou Ann Jones, agricultural teacher at Troup County High School.
That's right.
So, Ms. Jones, can you tell us about what's going on today with the Troup County FFA?
Well, every year, our seniors who belong to the FFA come down to put up bluebird boxes in cooperation with the Army Corps of Engineers, and it's a project we look forward to every year, and we make them in the shops and bring them down and work with the rangers here to put them up.
Okay. How many years has the Troup High School FFA been involved in this project?
Well, I don't know exactly, but I do know it's well over 30 years.
And how many years have you been involved with this project?
I've been involved for 24 years in the project.
And so the bluebird boxes are already built and you're installing them today.
That's right.
But when did you start this process for this year of constructing them?
The bird boxes were being made in our shop at school for the last 3 weeks. The students have been putting them together and writing numbers on them and getting them prepared.
And that was in another teacher's
That's
class
right,
as
Dr.
well?
Mike Riley. He is an agriculture teacher at Troup High School also.
And you have about 5 groups out here today. I know Dr. Riley is with another group.
Yes.
But how many students in total do you have today?
We have about 26 students here today in about 5 groups who will install the bluebird boxes all around the lake shore and throughout the parks.
And you've been involved for several years, but the program's been going on for close to 30. What is it about this program that makes it so enduring?
Well, we have, of course, agriculture is so pervasive to all of our lives, and the students that we have really have a love for the outdoors, and when we are able to bring them out of the classroom and bring them into an outdoor lab like West Point, they just look forward to it. It's a real life experience, and it's something in their high school career that they will never forget. We have students all the time who talk about this project. So.
And I've watched them install several of the bluebird boxes today. It looks like they're really having fun, kind of looking inside, seeing what they might find inside. And
that's right. They learn about it in the classroom, but it's just so wonderful to not only have us as teachers, but to have the park rangers here stressing the same things that we stress in the classroom.
Well, we want to take a moment to just say thank you to the entire program for continuing to be involved in this bluebird program.
Well, let us say thank you also, because it's been a wonderful cooperative project.
Well, thank you very much for being with us.
Okay, thanks.
I want to thank all my guests for being on the show today. As a reminder, Whitetail Ridge Campground is now open for business. Reservations can be made by calling 877-444-6777 or visiting www.recreation.gov. I want to remind all of our campers to have a safe visit while you're here, and remember, always wear your life jacket when you're in and around the water.